Hello, Ponderers. Welcome back to another episode of Pause, Sip, and Ponder. Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited. We are still figuring things out with, uploading and everything, but I think we've just been so busy in a good way with meeting you guys in person if you guys are in the DMV area. So we've kind of taken it slow on the podcast. Of course, it's our original and first love, but we just wanted to at least come on here once to twice a month. I think that's pretty realistic for us. But if you guys are in the DMV area, please do try to connect with us in person, because that's really where we grow together and can really get to know one another on a deeper level. But I love having this platform to reach other people who may not be in the area and just giving some perspective. But yeah, this is our second episode of the year, and it's a big catch up for Mary and I. Our last episode together was I think August, where we were just having I think I was really missing just having conversations with Mary, and we did a last minute podcast, and now it's time has passed and a lot has changed for us both. So this will be kind of our personal catch up as well. But before we get into it, if you're new here, thank you so much for joining us. Positive and Ponder is a podcast and a community where we do life together, and we talk about various topics that help us aim to live a more purposeful and fulfilling life. And we really focus on creativity and self-development and how art can bring healing, whether you find yourself or call yourself a creative person or not. I think everyone can gain some value from the creative process, and that's kind of how we do that in our lives, Mary and I, in our personal creative endeavors. And I'm excited to talk about that and just life and all the changes and the transition. So yeah, welcome, Mary.
I've been seeing you since last year.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, literally. Today again we're just doing a catch up, but first of all, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just living.
Yes.
Honestly.
How's the winter treating you?
The winter? Oh, I hate the winter.
We're over it.
Oh my god. And then it started snowing when we were coming here, and I was like, what? What is that? What does that say, new? Is it still on? Oh.
Yeah. It's still going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
winter's okay. Honestly, we're just trying to get through it. And then it started snowing, and I was like, no.
I know. We were actually supposed to upload last month and record last month as well, so that you guys can see it right after our first episode coming back. But snow just didn't want us to talk.
Nope, did not want us to.
But I guess that just makes it more exciting to catch up and more stories to share. So So we're going to talk about what are some highlights from the last time we had. Of course, we've seen each other before then, but I guess this is our first time kind of diving into all that has happened. So what are some highlights since August, I guess, in your personal life?
Since August? Well, definitely a main highlight for me. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're good. I'll start over. So definitely a main highlight for me. Yeah, I'll go like this. I did get a new job. So it's a different environment. There's a lot of struggles that I had to go through, but it was just a part of learning the role that I was doing. So then once I'm able to I guess master it into my life more, it doesn't seem too much of a hassle for me. So definitely when I was finishing up work yesterday, I did everything I had to do, so I felt more relieved of focusing on the weekend now. So I'm trying to get through it.
What were your because I know you got the job from a mutual friend, but you left your first and only job before that, right?
No, I had 2 jobs.
Oh, 2 jobs. But the last one was the one you've been the longest, right?
Yes. I think the longest I've been at my job was it was like my first job for like 3 years, and
Yeah.
then at my recent job it was like it was coming up to 3 years.
Okay. Yeah. So how was that? Because this was gonna be your first full time.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any like anxieties? Were you more excited, or did you have any like second guesses about it?
Yeah, at first, what is it? It was more of like I was looking forward to a new environment because it's an office space. So I've never like worked in an office space before, and I've been wanting that like for a really long time and something more stable. So I'm like, oh, I'm so excited, and it's so funny because I felt a little anxious. I think the day before I was gonna start, and I was like I was about to like back out, but I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Why am I backing out?
Yeah.
And then recently, my coworker at my old job, he reached out to me and was like catching me up with everybody, and like he told me like, oh, every time I come by to the office downstairs, it's so weird not seeing you. And then I'm like, no, it's been like 6 months. What do you mean? You can't say that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he reached out. So I still see some of my old coworkers like doing their own thing, and like getting to say hi and like catching up and things like that.
Yeah,
so
that's good. That's good. You kind of had a smooth transition, because I think sometimes like if we're put into a new environment, we begin to like ask like, I mean, this is your first full time, and like closer to what you want, just giving you more, I guess, like background, and things to put on your resume towards things that you actually want to do. And but sometimes you can second guess yourself, like, do I deserve this? Like, am I even qualified to do this? But then it's like you have to just get over that and be like, you know what? No, like I worked really hard for this, and it may have taken a long time for me to receive something like this, but it happened, I think, in a good timing.
No, it did. I think I'm at a point where I'm able to find my groove in the new job.
That's good.
So then I can start intertwining my creative stuff and try to fit it in my like full-time schedule. So it's starting to work out.
Yeah, I think the biggest like worry is like, am I still able to have fun, with this new transition and do things I also like. So it's good that you're enjoying your environment there at work as well. So you have your own desk?
Kinda, yeah, I do. We're just like, we're still a growing company, so they're always they're hiring more people to join us, and then we'll be moving offices, I think, sometime this year. So there's just a lot of changes that are happening.
Yeah. Is there anything that I guess you've discovered yourself since starting your job, like your new job? Because you're doing different things now. It's like completely
oh yeah, you're
different.
right. This is so different. It was more of like at first I think I was thinking about myself too much, like my own emotions, but I realized that the people that are in my team, they're supposed to be like helping me grow out from this role I do, because I think my manager, she was like emphasizing like she wants us to expand within the company, so she wants us to like enhance our skills in order to fill in roles that we want to do within the company. Which is, it makes more sense, and it's just me like understanding that my manager is there to help me than being against me, because it was a lot of like emotional stuff, like I like cried a few times. Aww. But then that was just me like being emotional and just me trying to understand the like a corporate company.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of like frustration probably not getting it right the first time. But it's like you forget that's a part of the process of training.
I'm just like, dude, I'm doing this right, I swear. But it's like they need it to be like, they want you to do it right and more, which makes sense. So once we get to do stuff like on our own, we understand like the procedures that we have to take. So I'm just grateful that I'm able to get it down and like, I don't know, help all the people that we need to help within the company. So
yeah, you definitely have to go through the process of like learning for yourself and then mastering it. And then I really love how your company's like, they foresee you growing out of that job too, because I think some companies, they want you to stay there for a very long time. But that just speaks to how confident they are in the people they've hired, that they can just move you and then they'll have someone right after.
Yeah.
And then they'll trust you enough to even train them, for that part. So that's cool.
Yes. There's a lot of crying. I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm over it now.
How do you dress, like, is in your type of office?
Oh,
so
it's
you work for,
yeah.
she works for a pickleball company.
Hey,
how cool.
What's up, guys? It's casual, honestly.
Nice.
I mean, you could wear whatever, but it's more of like whatever, but like toned down or like casual wear. Yeah, they're pretty. Everybody's pretty nice, so
yeah,
just getting to know everyone, and I see like familiar faces every day, so it's like nice. We have like weekly traditions that I think like someone in another department does, so it's really fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, I mean, we see each other all the time, but like it's awesome to see that you're still doing your creative stuff, with your matcha series.
Ew.
So fun.
What are you talking about?
Guys,
oh, gosh, gross.
So how has that been balancing like your other creative endeavors with the matcha series and having consistency? Yeah, how is that going? Are you having fun?
It's nice, I'd say, because I'm gonna get back in the groove of things, especially like helping with the podcast and then doing my own thing. I think I want to say I have all the criteria to move forward in creating more. It's just me being more consistent.
Yeah,
because
totally.
everyone's liking like the stuff we put out.
Yeah,
so it's just continuing to be consistent.
Yeah.
That's like the only element I think that we're missing.
I feel like, I mean, me and Alina are always like like commenting or like reposting, but I think because you've been so consistent, it's like seems like it's getting a lot of attention and like some type of like community where like people could care less if you post once, or twice every month, but like they're looking forward to it, and it's cool. Like it makes me want to like get into matcha.
Stop! That's so funny because I want to get matcha after this on my way to Virginia.
Nice. What's your favorite spot?
My favorite spot
for the people.
Honestly, my go-to is always Kyoto matcha.
Wow.
I know. Surprisingly,
the taste, or is it the it's consistent, or
definitely consistent, and then convenience for it.
Yeah.
And then the matcha that they use is a pretty well-known brand. Because I've seen it a few times, but I haven't made it myself. But since they use it in their products, it's like, oh, I could probably like buy it in and like make it at home. And it's good. And the other place that we're going to, because I actually like this matcha too, it's Cafe Maiko in Tyson's, the kiosk.
The one in the mall?
Yeah, they make it. What is it? They told me that they make all their matcha at their main store in Centerville, and then they bring it all the way to Tyson's. I was like, that is so far. Oh my god!
Yeah, but it's so dedicated they are. You should go. I would never. You would usually always like underestimate like mall stores, but like that's a good thing to know that they're actually solid,
right? Because I thought it was like nonchalant.
Excuse our partners.
God.
Doing.
Anyways, we're talking about matcha, but yeah, because it's a kiosk, right? So I was like, oh, this is not gonna taste good,
right? Because they have desserts there and like. Right? Like ice cream?
They have ice cream too, and they have hojicha. And then once the cashier was telling us about the store, that there's an actual store and they make their own matcha. So it's like, oh, okay, you guys are legit. Let me go to the store and like check it out. They sell bags of their matcha at the Centerville store.
Oh my god.
Dude, I want to go back.
Man.
It's so good.
Yeah, because man, like coffee just isn't hitting me like the same as it used to. And I think matcha and chai have been like my go-tos nowadays. Yeah,
I feel like I should be drinking more coffee, but it's more fun to.
But
drink
have you
matcha.
had like authentic matcha, like without sweeteners or all that before?
I don't.
You should go on like a matcha. We should go to like the authentic, like when they do it for us and they make it and they show
Oh
us the process.
yeah.
I'm sure they have like some type of class or workshop.
No, there
That'll be
is.
really fun.
There's in New York they have like a omakase matcha.
Yo,
We
let's
should
go.
go.
And then I think David So has I
Huh?
don't know if it's New York or California,
Really?
but he has a matcha like
A
store.
What? In New York?
And he actually goes to Japan and like imports it from there. So it's legit. But it's like he mentioned that it's actually like it's not gonna be what you're used to commercially or like, you know, it's authentic, and I want to try it too, just so I can have some comparison, because it's hard to compare when there's like people do it so differently.
Oh yeah,
anywhere you go,
it's preference.
Yeah, so if someone had like really bad boba for a really long time, that's their standard. But it's like y'all gotta leave kombucha and try something else.
I know. Don't get matcha milk tea, bro, at a boba shop. That's so disgusting. Oh my god, don't do that.
You heard it here. That's so cool. One of the things I've always wanted, it's not in our notes, but like one of the things, I guess one of our topics or our questions was talking about like hobbies and interests, but I never asked you, like, you're so good with like collecting stuff,
girl. What?
And so I wanted to personally ask you, like, do you have any like special connection when it comes to collecting? I mean, you do a lot of, you go to a lot of markets, and like you have a lot of Smiskies, and like you're really good at like collecting photos. You have bullet journal like stuff. You hold on to receipts and tickets, and so like for you personally, what does that? Why do you enjoy doing that? Or do you even remember like the first times you started doing that?
I think honestly, okay, I started collecting receipts because of the Fetch app. Dude,
you have like how many points on
like
Fetch?
I'm getting to 60,000.
Oh my
so I'm
gosh.
just waiting to like use it. No, but that's definitely for Fetch, so I can get points.
Yeah.
But you know what's so crazy too? I haven't even started my bullet journal for this year.
Really? I saw. Oh, was that last year?
I think it was last year. I haven't
That's
started because of this job, but it's okay.
Fine.
But I think every time I like collect like little like pictures and little trinkets or like a scrap, it kind of gives me memories. Like holding on to like a, what is it called? Like a keepsake for like what we did, and then putting them. I keep telling myself I'm gonna put it in my journal, but then I don't. So eventually I'll like put them in one place, so I can like look back and be like, oh yeah, I remember doing this at this time. So it's just a lot of memories and keepsakes to like look back on.
And the Smiskies, is that more like investing in it, or are you actually?
I mean,
because people have different things. Like people are doing Pokemon cards now, and then so many other things, shoes, and like what about Smiskies?
Smiskies,
I love them,
dude. At this point, I'm just collecting them. Oh, I met up with one of our friends. Yeah. Sylvia. Yeah. She started getting into Smiskies, and then we met up and we traded.
No way. Oh my gosh.
So she's going down the rabbit hole right now with like collecting Smiskies.
So she's still in the area.
No, she's in Virginia.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's cool.
Sylvia, if you're watching, hi.
Sylvia Yee?
Yes.
That's great. Hey. She was like my first Chinese best friend in elementary school, but I haven't seen her in so long. So,
but it's also funny when I was like, sharing my journey with Smiskies. There were like other people reaching out, like, oh my god, like, oh, I like them too. Do you know like how do you get these like events? Like, where do you buy them? And I just like again like becoming a source for our friends to also get into like that same niche of like collecting little trinkets and things like that. I made friends through like trading Smiskies too. So it's nice to have some small community, and then also wanting to trade. It's kind of hard to trade with people now, like, dude.
I'm sure that got you out of your comfort zone.
It did. I'm like,
that's like sales. Oh my gosh.
You want me to like network and trade for this little guy, bro? Just take it and give me that one. But
I guess that's helpful for the like collectible community, because it's like it's so easy to consume, right? But like that you have to get out there if you want the best stuff, and a lot of people who collect are like stereotypically like introvert, and so
Yeah.
it's probably really helpful for them.
It is. And I guess they make friends, and then within their friends they can like
Yeah.
trade. But I'm at a
Oh, that's
point
nice.
with my Smiskies where I only have I only have a few Smiskies that I'm missing to finish the series. So it's like I'm picky, but then when the person's also being picky, I'm like, no, just take that one. I know you need this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a little bit harder to find happiness in this, but it's like it's fun to like be part of the community and like
Yeah.
try to trade and get to know everybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that's something that I've always like appreciate about you, because like especially in our adulthood, like it's so easy for us to think seriously all the time. Like we don't need Smiskies.
Oh,
we
do
don't
not
need
it.
to
No, I don't.
go on matcha runs. We don't need to paint. Like you don't need to do these things, but they're so needed actually for us, and just keeping a balance of like things that are not, I guess, um just like career based, you know what I mean? Like just enjoy and have some leisure time, and just enjoying our time without, having to worry about other things too. It's a good distraction, I
No,
would
it
say.
is. I guess it's also a way to like go back to our own selves after doing our role in our job, and like you can relax and like focus on that painting you wanted to continue without like any care in the world, or like cleaning, reorganizing your Smiskies and things like that, just to have that peace of mind and have that peace of self again after working a 9 to 5, like Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
What would you do if there was like a tornado and all your Smiskies were gone? Like,
aww.
Like how strong is the attachment to things? Because sometimes, like I found that too. Like my environment plays a big role in my personal life. Like I just have to know where things are, and like in order for me to have like a peaceful morning, like I would prefer like first thing in the morning to just clean my space, and then I'll do what I have to do, because that gives me, I guess, some peace. And so what if all of your Smiskies were like stolen, or like
don't
like,
tell me that, bro.
Oh my God. How would you feel? Like how deep is the attachment to them?
Oh no, I think there's definitely gonna be like rage and like angerness, like why would you do such a thing? It's something me and Muk Muk have been working together to finish a series and like have a complete like set. So there was like a lot of time that was put into it, but then at the end of the day, it's just like figurines. So I don't want to be too attached to it. I think honestly the only Smiski that I would be more emotional about is Greg. So Greg, he's the little guy with the little blue hat, because he was one of my first ones. So he has more attachment to me, because I do bring him around sometimes because he wants to get out of the house. So there's just more of a stronger attachment with him, especially. But then they're just figurines.
Yeah, totally.
Then it like fills up my space of like doing new hobbies. Yeah. So I can always either like go back to continuing like doing Smiskies, or just like let go of that and move forward.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, that's like a good question to ponder on, because whether it be like physical things, or it be like ideas of things, or like beliefs, like sometimes we like cling on to them so tightly, and then we never ask ourselves like, what if it just wasn't that, you know what I mean? And so it's good that you have like that balance of like, and knowing that, like they are still figurines, but yeah, it's just hypothetical.
True. Well, how about you? What would you do if there was a tornado? If like, or someone stole like your your paintings and things like that.
I will have to say that it kind of happened already, like with my brother.
Boo!
We're cool now. We're fine. We've like growing up and whatever, and yeah, it was just like a thing out of impulse. But like I think my brother and I just got in an argument, and then one of the worst things he has ever done was he tore down my studio. And so that was a big kind of like till this day, like there are things I probably haven't recovered and I've forgotten about it, but it was just the idea of cultivating a safe space for me, and I didn't know how much it would be, how important it was until it was gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I thought, you do it mainly for aesthetics. Like, it's really cute to have a bunch of collectibles or have a bunch of like art stuff, and you know where everything is, and you put up all your memories on there. You do that aesthetically, I think, first, but deep down inside, it's things that you've built, it's things that you've worked hard on. It's yeah, memories from all the people that you've encountered. And so, yeah, I was, of course, really upset that that was gone. But then I had to remember, like, it's the things inwardly that I get to cherish, at least, and the people that are still there. Like, even if a picture's gone of us, like, I'll remember that person is still there, or if it's like the quotes that I would put on my wall that motivated me daily. I saw it every day that I could actually remember it for myself and actually apply it. So, yeah, I think you just have to have a good balance. It's good to have some types of inspirations around us, and those little reminders or those little cute quotes and, that poster on the wall. But at the end of the day, like, I think as you grow, you develop that within yourself more than you need to hold on to like tangible things. So
now we're gonna go into a little bit of some fun and lighthearted questions for us.
cool.
It's so funny that we just talked about hobbies too.
Yeah.
And the question I have is, what's one guilty pleasure you've indulged in lately? So either from last year or from the beginning of this year, even though we're only 2 months into 2025.
Yeah.
What do we got in mind?
I don't know if this counts, maybe, but I just got into my first anime.
Oh shoot.
Which is like, if you know me, like, I used to trash anime for the longest. I still trash a lot of it, but the particular one Gil got me on is pretty good. It's Hunter x Hunter, and the people who do watch anime like agreed that's probably a good first start.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just the anime show itself. It's more so like before, getting married. Like, I had commitment issues too, also. Just like long series in general, or even just fun things that are not, positive and ponder related, work related, career related. Like, I would just feel bad almost and felt like I was wasting my time if I did this stuff.
Aww.
Yeah, I know, right? Suck.
No,
But that's really, I know, and that's why, like, being with you and like, our other friends, where I watch them really like Alina, for instance, like, really, she really shows, of course it's just for social media, but actually in her real life, like, she really romanticizes a lot of just the little things, walking her dog and like cleaning up her desk. Like,
we love Alina.
Yeah, and like, she bought like a harmonica, which I don't think she's actually
Oh my
used.
god, I forgot about the harmonica. She bought remember she bought a little stand for it too?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Alina.
So it's like that stuff where, if it had to do with anything with my time, and like, I would just be really picky and choosy because I don't know, I'm growing out of it, definitely. Where I just really thought so seriously all the time, and how can I use my time more effectively? And those are good things to think about, but there are times where you just need to not do that.
Don't think.
And
just
so yeah, this was a good show because they're only 30 minutes per episode.
Nice.
And it's like a lot. It's a long season, so many seasons, but it doesn't feel like, yeah, and at the same time, I'm also, spending time with Gil more. Like, that's kind of our quality time right after work and then dinner. And so, yeah, it's been nice not feeling feelings of like guilt for wasting my time. It's actually very useful time, quality time, that I think is really important. So, yeah, I think that's one of them.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
Especially, I'm just glad that you started watching anime. So I'm like, period.
I know Gil was like screaming, like, yes, my dreams have come true. My dream girl, like, bruh.
She just started.
That was
okay,
the only thing on the list that he was hoping would be checked.
Oh my goodness, this is the only exception. Okay, she's just starting out. Chill. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite character in Hunter x Hunter?
The thing is, like, I'm still getting used to, like, reading the what is it called?
Oh, you read the sub? It's subbed. Is it subbed or dubbed?
Subbed.
Subbed.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
no,
but
that's
I
good,
can't
that's
do
good.
dub. Dub sounds so weird. And
Yeah.
Gil will go on me if I watch dub. But even then, like I'm it's like it's so hard to remember names. But my favorite is Kilowa, which is like a really cool like teenager boy who's basically trained his entire life and is in a family of assassins.
Oh,
And like
wow.
basically like he um is expected to be assassin the rest of his life, but he met a friend, which is the main character, Gon, and they're both kids, and he basically
Oh,
brings out the kid
kids.
side of him where he's like,
Oh.
no, like why do we have to kill people based out of hate or whatever and anger, like, you know, why don't we protect people, or like why don't we just work on our skills and become stronger, and like, and he's like, you know, Gon is, you know, like gushy and like really good with like expressing his, you know, his gratitude, and then Killer was like, ugh. but there's a part where he's like thinking in his head, and that's a lot with anime. It's a lot of thinking out
In your
loud.
head. Oh,
Even like
no.
speaking out loud. They're about to like fight, and he's literally telling the other
no.
opponent what he's gonna do
Oh,
before he does it.
I'm gonna be doing this to you.
Yeah.
Bro.
But like it's just like he'll react like, like you don't need to talk like that to me, but in his head he's like, I really am so grateful to be friends with Gon. And so it's just like stuff like that that gets me, like if there's character development and like real stuff, you know, then that's where I get hooked.
Oh
so.
my god, that's so you.
Yeah.
You know what? I never watch Hunter x Hunter. I just hear about it.
Yeah, it's
so
pretty good.
that's a cool premises of the anime.
Yeah, it's like exploring, you know, a balance of childhood and friendship, not just fighting, and then like motives and like why are people evil, you know. If it's anything with like mystical creatures and like potions, like I just get lost. So it's a good show.
That is so funny.
Yeah. What about you? Any guilty pleasures these days?
I don't know. Honestly, it's been the same. I just like watching people eat.
Yeah,
don't know.
sure.
Like a lot of the time it's like I watch like people do food challenges on YouTube,
Yeah.
and just to see like if they're able to do it, or just watch like those mini mukbangs on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't know, cuz like when I was thinking about this question, I'm like, oh, there's not really much of a guilty pleasure. Maybe just like watching people eat. and then after like I watch it, I feel full. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I don't have to eat. This makes me feel better.
Yeah. Is there any
yeah.
foods you've been having? Like guilty pleasure foods?
Honestly, maybe it's not a guilty pleasure. You know, like there's this Japanese candy. There's this Japanese gummy called sakeru. It's like a gummy candy, and you can peel it.
Oh.
So there's like all these different flavors, and then there's like the small pack, and then there's like a super long pack, and that's like I guess that's my guilty pleasure, because every time I see it at Tesso,
Yeah.
or like those like new Japanese markets, I would like grab like 4, and then try not to eat it like in one sitting.
I have to try that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's so cool because
Japanese people are so creative when it comes to their snacks, dude.
with the sakeru, with the long version, the smaller pack version is just like the cut up version of the long strip. It's cool. So I kind of like reward myself after a long day. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eat one and then eat the whole bag. I'm like, oh, whoopsies, my bad.
Yeah.
Aww.
There's actually one that I have. I wouldn't say it's necessarily healthy. I think it's more of like a symptom of like a different underlining problem that I have.
What? Girl.
I don't know. Ever since my honeymoon, I've craved ice. I've been chewing on ice.
Hey, you're an ice girl.
No! I'm becoming ice girl, man.
No.
And so I searched it up, and like one of the main things is like it's a sign of like you're anemic, or like you just have blood like problems. And I felt like I've been feeling that for a while, like feeling like super low on energy. And even when I went to the suction cup
with the candle and the
yeah, I did that once before the wedding, and I just had so much clot like just built up, and that explained a lot. And then one of the I guess things that people do if they're anemic is they have like an addiction to chewing ice. And so I've been doing my thing. Like, I'm on a new diet where I'm eating more meat and like anything high in iron and stuff. But I still miss it. And so I be chewing on ice, bro. Like, it is just so good now. Like, I don't know what it is. I think it's just like, no, that's a guilty pleasure for sure. Like,
that's crazy.
It's just, I don't know, refreshing. And like, and it's the worst because it's the winter time. And like, I know Asians be going on me. Like, you can't be like, well, our parents, like, you can't be drinking, eating anything cold in the winter. It's so cold. Like, you get that. Why are you gonna have that? But like, bro, I don't know. And Gil's like, bro, can you stop? Like, you're gonna break your teeth.
That's how you make it stronger.
I was like, yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. If anyone has like a problem with that, like, please let me know. It's kind of like people who like chew on their nails.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah,
not the nail chewing.
So I guess that's one.
That's so funny. There's some people. I think I know some of my friends. They chew ice. Yeah. But there's always a specific type of ice they like. Do you have a specific type?
No. Well, I've definitely been like, I've had my experiences with different ice. Like, it's so dumb because we would go, because I usually wouldn't care if like my ice had water or not in like restaurants, and now I'm like, can there be ice? But I love I haven't had it in a while, but I love Chick-fil-A's ice because they have the ball ones. Yeah, I haven't been to Chick-fil-A in the longest time, but I just remember I'm like, bruh, if I could eat Chick-fil-A right now, I just want the ice.
Oh my god, would you ever buy a machine that makes like the Chick-fil-A ice?
Yeah,
I think there's that on Amazon. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you know, one of the things I searched up because Gil was like, "You're gonna break your teeth." I'm like, "Am I?" And like, "Am I having any sensitivity in my teeth?" Like, and yeah, it basically it's just like, don't do it because you're, you know, it'll ruin your teeth and like your enamel will get like weakened and stuff. And so I'm like doing the most of like, how can I like strengthen my teeth?
How to strengthen teeth
so I can
for
eat more ice.
I respect that.
But no, some people have been doing it since they were kids. Ooh. Yeah, so like, I'm like using that as an excuse. It's like, this is gonna end. This is just a phase. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm not in a bad place. So yeah, but I'm not like running to the fridge and like,
oh no.
It's just like, it's so refreshing to me. I don't know. And I used to not love having ice, and so I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm like so warm-blooded or something.
No, it's okay. I think that's like, it's just like I feel like it's normal to like.
Yeah, at least it's not like soda or you know, like a bunch of dessert all the time. Like, I think it's just, yeah, I'm definitely going to the bathroom more. I'm more hydrated nowadays. So
period.
I'm very hydrated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We go to the next question.
Sure.
Okay, moving on to our next question. I had to think about this while I was reading it. The question is, if your life last year was a movie, what would the title be? Dude, that's a hard one.
That's hard. I forgot I listed that.
Should we just skip this?
No, I think it's good. Okay. I mean, we can have like different titles, like whatever comes to our head, but I think mine's would be like, Girl, Hold On. Like, okay, like, hold on tight. Like, it's about to be a ride. I mean, last year was probably one of the most eventful times of my life. As an adult, getting married, family, like stuff. What else? Positive and Ponder was gaining so much traction and opportunities. And then also, like, I feel like my character grew, like, it was a lot of character development last year for sure. A lot of tears, a lot of joy, a lot of, you know, highs and lows. And so I think that would probably be the title of my movies, like Girl, Hold On, or like Hang Tight, or like yeah, just like beware. Like, caution. Disclaimer. Like, all of this is about to happen. So yeah.
No, that fits. That definitely fits in yours. That makes so much sense. There was so much that was happening.
What would the thumbnail be? It was just like,
just running like this.
Or it's like a girl like, no, don't go there.
I can see that. You can put in the AI and be like, make this movie poster of this girl doing this.
I can be like me crying and like,
and then all the other like the events are around your head,
and I'm like,
no. I can
Yeah.
see that. I think for mine, I don't know. I don't know. The title that came to mind was just do it. Because there was a lot. I didn't even realize I did a lot of content creating before my new job started.
Yeah,
Especially
you did.
with my other job that I did, or like helping out like the shoe store that I was with
That was
for
just a year,
content.
right?
Yeah, that was only a year.
That was a lot of
I was like,
content.
oh my gosh, I was
Wow.
here for like not even that long, and I did so much for them.
Mhm.
And then there's like with developing with the flea market, and then ITV, and then my own stuff, and then the podcast. Since I had a lot of time in my hands because I was only doing part time.
Mhm.
But I was still
And you were
able.
traveling,
I was
girl, to
traveling.
Virginia, back and forth.
Oh, it's okay. I think that helped me now.
Yeah,
'Cause
totally.
when I go to Virginia now, it's like, oh, it's only like
Easy.
this far. It's not that far.
Yeah. So it really prepared you, I guess.
No, it did really prepare me. Especially, I didn't realize how many times that I would be continuing to go to Virginia with all these like creative, like I guess creative endeavors that I'm doing out there. So
there's
that
always a
definitely
price, always a
prepared.
sacrifice you
I
gotta do.
know. I just see the
Gas.
poster. I think is like it would be just do it, and then just me in the car like this. Just do it.
You and all your gear on your
My
back.
gear. Yep. Oh, what a journey.
Holding your tripod.
I know. Now it's like, okay, I want to have that same feeling again. Now I have a full-time job.
Yeah.
So that's like maybe that'll probably be the next step.
Now you're able to create, but it's not your job necessarily. Like you don't have to like feel, because when you already get paid like salary for it or something, or like commission, it's like you have the excuse to like half-ass it, really, basically. But now it's like up to your, up to your expectation of how you want to do it now, and you're not really abiding by someone else's what they want for their business. It's like yours now.
Yeah, there's a lot of creative freedom. I think because now with a full-time job, I rely more on it a little bit, like expenses wise.
Right.
So now it'd be easy for me to like save up for equipment or save up
it's
for
like fueling
your
creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more of like a net that can help with the creative endeavors.
That's one of like the biggest things, and not all, but most people have to accept, because of course like we want our dream job where we'll be able to get paid for what we want to do, and we're kind of the boss. Like eventually that's where we want to be in the future, but at the same time, like you have to be realistic, and in this economy, and just like life happens, expenses, bills, insurance, like there's so much as young adults you have to figure out, and sooner or later you're just gonna have to accept, like, you know what, maybe my 9 to 5 isn't entirely what I want to do, but it's not so bad where it's not helping me be more excited about coming home and doing art and like creative stuff. And yeah, you're right, it helps pay with expenses and investments too. I feel like that's it's more secure, and I think humans just want to feel secure at the end of the day. And so you just really got to pick your poison sometimes. But I think our friends have been doing it very well despite it.
I know. I just remembered another answer for the guilty pleasure thing.
Oh yeah.
So what is it? So on TikTok, whenever there's like a tarot reading, I would listen to the whole thing and like think about it like as a good sign, because there's a lot of like tarot readings on my TikTok page, but there's this one girl that keeps showing up on my For You page, and I just stop and I just give her my full attention, because every time that she like reads, it's like something that's what is it, something that resonates with me. So
I used to do tarot cards. I stopped listening to them because I can't, well, one, because of my personal beliefs, but just like I had to eventually find that, okay, like, am I depending on this? It's the same thing with like zodiac sometimes too. It's like I only really know mine, but like eventually, like, there's a lot of inspiration you can gain from it, but the real test is like, are you going to apply it in your own personal life and not rely on someone to tell you, because it is pretty general as well, kind of like fortune cookie, but they're nice to hear sometimes. It's affirming,
It is very affirming because
But
I
just be
didn't.
sensitive to it,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I wasn't really believing in it at first because just like you, like, man, they're just saying this because they're just saying it to please other people. But then
Yeah.
it started to resonate with me a little more.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh, okay, maybe like life or like some other presence or like God is like telling me something to
Mhm.
like keep your focus on like whatever this person is telling me.
Yeah.
So it helps me really be more grounded. But it's like I guess it's a kind of a guilty pleasure.
Sure. Yeah.
Because people are
Definitely.
like, this isn't real. But then people are like, okay, I'm gonna believe this person.
Yeah. I think at the
So-
end of the day, we just want to be heard, and it's nice to hear like kind of someone affirm that, and yeah.
Yeah, especially if it's like someone that's not your friend or your family.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice
like
to have
unbiased.
another unbiased person to help you find that direction.
As we wrap up, just want to look forward towards the future. It was really nice catching up.
Oh my
It was
God.
really fun.
Me too.
And now we have a whole year ahead of us. It's already February and almost March. And so the question that I have is, what are you most excited about for this next chapter of your life? And then we can talk about positive and ponder too afterwards. You can go.
I think, I don't know, this year I felt so anxious for turning 25.
Oh, yeah!
Oh my God, I'll be 25.
Yes!
I don't know.
Quarter!
Oh God, I don't even want to like
A quarter!
think about it.
25!
I don't know, I felt so anxious like turning 25.
Really?
Because I feel like I should, I don't know, there was something in me where I was like, I want to like have my life together or like have my own space and like
Sure.
figure out what my relationship with Muck will be in the future. And I even asked Muck like, oh, when you turn 25, were you
Did you
feeling
feel any-
anxious? And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, no. I'm like, okay, then
Why is
never
Muck Muck?
mind.
He's like the
Muck Muck's-
chillest guy ever.
I know. I'm just like, okay, why did I even ask him?
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's like some sense of some like understanding myself more as I'm turning
like your
25.
frontal lobe is
Yeah,
developed.
the
You
frontal
think?
lobe is developing.
Yeah, Alina and I were talking about it at her birthday. We were like stayed up until like 3 a.m. At the rental.
Yeah.
And she's like, Pauline, like we were in our blanket. Pauline, when you turned 25, did you feel your frontal lobe develop? And I'm like, that's a good question though. I mean, I think it's not just that part, but it's just like, man, like, am I where I wanted to be like 5 years ago? Like,
Yeah.
am I as established as I want to be? But it gives you a perspective, like, you know what, like I think we're more confident in ourselves now, where it's like everyone's pace is different. You know,
Mhm.
like we're not who we are in high school.
Oh no, we are not.
And you become more grateful, but then it's like a big hit in your face, like, oh, like we're full on adults now. Like,
Just like,
yeah.
oh, I have my own space. I have taxes I have
Yeah,
to pay for
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the thought of receiving more responsibilities as this like major, like a bigger milestone of like becoming an adult and growing older was something that made me super anxious, because there were times where I'm like, okay, I'm ready, like I'm ready to do
Yeah.
these things, but then there's always that like small percentage of like anxiousness, like, oh my God, like maybe I can, or there's like self-doubt.
Yeah, totally.
But-
Because we still feel like 18. I still feel like
I
18 years old.
And it's like this year for my birthday, because usually for my birthday I usually plan ahead,
Yeah.
but then this year it's like, oh my God, my birthday's literally next week. What am I supposed to do? So I think for this year, I would want to just spend it with like close friends.
Totally.
And it's on a Monday, so it's like, oh, just like a Monday, not a normal Monday, but
And
like,
that's all.
yeah.
That's like totally great too, because I
Yeah.
think you start to realize like, what do I actually want to keep in my life now? Like, it's kind of a marker of like, you know, I know who the realest ones are. I know where I want to put my time and my money to. You know, Gil and I used to do that too. Like, we would go all out every birthday.
Mhm.
But now, like, our circles are becoming a little bit more
Smaller.
smaller, and it's always the solid same people now, and we love it. Like, I think we're just I think you really just become content, not settling necessarily, because I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about getting married or just like becoming an adult that like, oh, she's settled, you know, because if our younger selves would have been like, oh my gosh, what are you guys doing? Like, you guys got to do everything at once. And I'm like, girl, just wait until you try to do everything at once and let me know how you feel. But it's just like you become more grateful and content with the things you've cultivated and that are very simple actually. So yeah, I'm glad you're experiencing that and learning that, you know.
It's okay. Everyone's on like their own pace and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's not gonna be weird, but it's like less planning, and I'm like, oh, should I plan more? Like, what?
But that's it. That's a thing itself, because it's like sometimes we try to keep up the persona that we're always the people to like have the best parties, or like that we want to show out for people and like, you know, make sure everyone feels included on our birthday. But at the end of the day, like, it's your birthday, you know, like you're turning friggin' 25 and it's an emotional time. And yeah, like I think the best way I put it when I told Alina how I felt about being content where I'm at is just like you suddenly feel like, and maybe this is the frontal lobe part. I don't even know, but I don't know the science behind it. Yeah, but it's just like you don't have to prove yourself to anyone anymore. And I think I did that a lot growing up. Of course, like, you know, to prove something to our parents, and, you know, if you still live with your parents, that's totally fine. But there comes a point where they then soon acknowledge, like, it's like a ripple effect. If you have to adjust and you set boundaries and you just become an adult, they're gonna have to adjust to that too, you know. And then the environment changes, is like the way you move, like, you know, we no longer have to be like our parents saying like, what time is it, where are you, like, you know, it just changes over time. And like, mom, you know, this is my job now, or this is what my lifestyle now, this is my commitments, these are responsibilities. And it's hard at first, and then even outside people will make you feel like crazy or selfish or whatever, but then once you can have consistency, it's like you become more confident in your choices. So I think that's one of the things you're probably going to experience. Like, it's scary to be responsible and take accountability, but like it's also empowering too, that you get to make those choices too.
Yeah, it shows in your everyday life, because I guess as you get older and your responsibilities are more, it's more of like, oh, I've like created this routine, but then like, am I able to also like include other people in it? Because I've also realized that when I'm going to work and then like I don't have time to spend with like my parents, but I think that's just part of like being an adult, because they have their own responsibilities, and then like we have our own responsibilities. So I mean, whenever we have time to like give time to our parents, it's more sentimental special. And it's more special.
Totally.
So I'm always trying to implement time to like hang out with my mom, but she's always doing something. I'm like,
she's busy.
Yeah, she's busy. I'm like,
she got a life.
She does got a life.
That's good though.
Just like, I think there were just so many times where I'm like, oh mom, let's go to a coffee shop, and she says okay, and then the day comes around and she's like, oh, I have plans already. I'm like,
bruh.
I'm like, okay, then what? Why did you tell me?
It's crazy too. I guess the melancholy like thing to think about is like, as we get older, they get older too, and you have to like slowly like especially like, you know, our moms, like our parents who are immigrants and like really tried their best to like figure things out for us, and then we're American and we try to like, you know, make sure that they're having fun too as they get older and take care of themselves. And it's like, we're growing, man. Like, and now we're reminding them to like, mom, like, take care of yourself. You know?
Gosh, dude.
You know, make sure you're having enough social time with friends and like not overdoing it. And I think that is probably something they're gonna have to learn too. Like, oh, I don't have to care for my young daughter anymore. Like, they're not. God, yeah. And I'm excited for them to experience that too. But I know it's gonna be adjustment for everyone. Like, now my mom's not on my butt all the time, and now she doesn't know what to do with that. You know what I mean? That's like a whole other thing. Dude. But like, yeah, like I know someone who actually is a therapist or counselor for parents who are retired. because as soon as they're out of the parent role, as soon as their kids leave, they're like, what do I do with my life?
Oh, I have all this
And
time now. What do I do?
yeah. So yeah, it's bittersweet for
It
sure.
is bittersweet.
Yeah.
That's okay. My mom makes my lunch still.
That's nice.
Without me asking, and then she's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
Bye.
cherish those moments.
Cherishing it all the time. I just can't wait to like find a place and
Yeah, of
like
course.
make my own space.
Yeah, and then you can invite her for dinner for once, and then you'll be cooking.
Be like,
you're gonna be cooking, paying groceries.
No, I'm ready for that. I'm literally ready. It's just like financially, just waiting.
Yeah, of course, and that's like the great thing about it. Like, I remember like the moments you would confide in me, and like it's just like things were so stressful and you felt burnt out, but literally those moments have prepared you for what's next, what's coming. And of course, like even Alina, when she moved, like Alina's one of our first friends to move out too.
Yeah.
And she was like one of the first, and so I wanted to ask her like, how did it feel? Did you feel like, because it's something you've been wanting for a long time, and now that you're in it, how do you feel? And she's like, a little more stressed.
Oh my god, it's so Alina.
But she's like, but I'm living my dream, and I'm like, yeah, like that's basically life. Like, you know, we could be really scared and like hesitant to even receive the gifts, like receive what we've been praying and asking for, because like you said, the greater it is, the more responsibility it comes with. But then that's just life, like, and sooner you're gonna get the rhythm of everything, and it's gonna be fun, you're gonna be proud of yourself, and you're gonna, where's that new video or like those reels that are the captions like, what are you doing this weekend? And I'm like, enjoying my rent, like because so I'm paying all of this, so I'm gonna stay home. And I think our views on that before was like, why would you want to stay home all day? I'm like, dude, being home is one of my favorite things to do nowadays.
Oh my god. Every time like I want to, okay, sorry babe, every time I want to stay home, Muck's like, oh, let's go out, and I'm like, babe, I don't want to go out. I want to stay home.
I think because he's you gave him so much of a social life. And like, that's what he told me. He's like, yeah.
When did he say that?
Yeah, yeah.
When did he say that?
Yeah, ever since Mary and I started dating, like,
hey,
I feel like I'm going out more.
Because he's dragging me out.
More friends.
What's up?
So he's using it. It's like,
when did he say? What did he say?
He said that like a couple times with me.
He did.
Yeah.
Side eye. I thought it was the other way around.
What?
Dude. That he's the one that's making me go out. Because it's either going out to eat, or he wants to go to like Dave and Buster's, or go to Game On and like do something, and I'm just like,
I think because it's you're so good at already planning all that stuff, he just tags along, and so when he's not, he's like, what are we doing?
He's like, oh, do I have to do something? Okay, let's do it.
He hasn't done anything for himself yet to
he
should hang out with Gilmore.
I know, that's
what they're doing right now.
I know. I have been noticing that he's been like tagging along with like a lot of the stuff I do.
Yeah.
So especially with either like when we have a podcast session, or if we have an event, or if there's a flea market, he'll like tag along. Or if there's like somewhere I want to go, he'll like drive. So it's like a fun companion to do with. But then when the companion wants to go out, I'm like,
and you don't.
I don't. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But it works out hand in hand.
Yeah.
That's so funny that he said that.
Yeah.
Because I was literally, it had happened like last night. Because I didn't want to go out because it was already like 6:00, and he was like, babe, I want to go out. Yeah, let's go to Virginia. I'm like,
Virginia at 6:00.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Any plans I go to Virginia, I'm leaving in the morning.
That's what
we're coming home before rush hour.
Literally, I'm like, okay, the only time I go to Virginia is like when it's like in the morning. What is this? Because there was like we went to go visit our friend at their store in Arlington, and he was gonna try to like trade some shoes, and I'm like, okay, fine. We went.
Maybe that's his goal. Maybe we can encourage him to do it by himself.
No, he does.
He's so used to it.
Oh yeah, no, he does it by himself. I think like
good.
Just for convenience, because our friends are there. And then we went to like CM Chicken, and then we went to get ice cream. It was just like, I don't know. It was fun though. It was just like being out together pretty frequently is nice, but then sometimes there's days I'm like, I just want to stay home and do laundry and like clean my room and
Wow, that's
edit.
so freaking real.
So
I'd be at work and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to clean up. That's another guilty pleasure, cleaning. Oh my gosh, I stay cleaning, bro.
Dude, I keep putting it on the side and I'm like, I want to do it, but then there's other stuff I have to do.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I guess I'll share what I'm looking forward to, and then we'll close out.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to, I think some words that have been really resonating with me, and things that like a lot of people have mentioned too, and just like taking note of that, which is like open doors. I think that's like a theme for this year. I don't know what's there. I don't know what's in those doors.
What's in the door?
But they're open. And yeah, just working with curiosity. Oh, I don't know if I told you. I think I did. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But I've just, now that Gil and I are more settled and, you know, in our home and just finding rhythm, I really miss structure and being a student. So I actually
hey, what's going on?
So I applied for an online course. It's just one course.
Oh,
I'm not going back to school necessarily. But I just needed something, and Positive Ponderers growing, and so I just felt like, you know, as I'm meeting more people, I want to be prepared. Also for myself. So I'm working, or I'm studying. I don't know. I'm in a course right now to become an art therapy practitioner, not an art therapist. You know, they're allowed to like diagnose, and they go through all those years of becoming a therapist. I'm not that prestigious, but it just gives me a little bit of credential for the things we're already doing. So, but I want to be able to communicate the importance of art and how it can bring healing. It's more of a holistic approach, you know, and how art, I didn't even realize until I started reading more about it, where like art really helped me through my healing process growing up. And so I'm like, oh, if I'm actually gathering like information, you know, psychological things, you know, science, and like all the wordings and jargon for it, so that I'll be able to communicate to anyone we encounter. And so that's been a thing that's new for me. Like, it's been fun. Like, I'm kind of miss like the notes, like taking notes and highlighter, and, you know, just studying. Like, literally, it's self-paced. I could do it whenever I want. I'm like halfway through it already.
Okay.
And I'm just really happy that, you know, at my job, like I have like an hour break, and so it's very doable for me. And yeah, it's nice to be able to teach myself, you know, and be in a space to be able to do that and have the resources and funds to do that. So that'll be exciting to actually like use that. And I'm excited to meet more people. I think these upcoming events that we're going to host, we're going to meet a lot more people, which requires a lot more responsibility, but it's exciting. It's exciting. And I'm excited to just get out in nature again. I've just been thinking about camping, and like I just have spring fever already. I can't wait to just get out there and aiming for Japan 2025. Hopefully I get to do at least one big travel, and that's like big on our list. And yeah, just looking forward to growing more with Gil and my relationships, and looking forward to my tax refunds. Period. The spring. Oh my gosh. And that'll probably be it. Really simple stuff. I'm glad, like, probably has been the most eventful few weeks since getting married. So it's been nice to have like a lot more social interactions with friends, celebrating birthdays, and all that. All that stuff is really fun. So yeah. Yay. All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap up and end here. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. It was really fun catching up and just not just thinking about like serious stuff, but like, you know, lighthearted and like everyday talk. Yeah, I hope you guys stick around. And also, if you're in the DMV area, please do connect with Positive Ponder. I think you're going to gain a lot of value in just the community that we've cultivated. We really just sit down and ask really good questions that will hopefully empower you and make you think more about your life and how you can also be a leader and like a, just a great impact in the communities that you serve as well. Please sign up to our email list. That is where you're going to be able to find out all about our events. We have a ton of ideas that we want to aim for this year, and we don't want you to miss it. So please do that. Also subscribe to all of our social medias. Also subscribe to Mary's personal and her interviews, and keep an eye out for her matcha reviews.
Oh yeah.
And her vlogs, her YouTube channel. And yeah, please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you're in need of a community. We'd love to connect with you. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one. And also, if you feel so willing to do so, wait, that didn't make sense. If you feel willing and open to giving to Positive and Ponder, please consider becoming a monthly donor or just even a one-time payment of any amount. It really does a big help to Positive and Ponder so that we can continue to provide opportunities and resources for the people in our community who strive to grow. So please do consider that. All of that information will be in the description. And we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to always love, to always be curious, and to always ponder. Bye.
Bye.